The complete works of Swami Vivekananda, Karma Yoga, Chapter 1, Karma and its effect on the character, Part 1. The word karma is defined from the Sanskrit kri, to do. All action is karma. Technically, this word also means the effects of actions. In connection with metaphysics, it sometimes means the effects of which our past actions were the causes. But in Karma Yoga, we have simply to do with the word karma as meaning work. The goal of mankind is knowledge. That is the one ideal placed before us by Eastern philosophy. Pleasure is not the goal of man, but knowledge. Pleasure and happiness come to an end. It is a mistake to suppose that pleasure is the goal. The cause of all miseries we have in the world is that men foolishly think pleasure to be the ideal to strive for. After a time, man finds that it is not happiness but knowledge towards which he is going, and that pleasure and pain are both great teachers, and that he learns as much from evil as he learns from good. As pleasure and pain pass before his soul, they have upon it different pictures, and the result of these combined impressions is what is called a man's character. If you take the character of any man, it is really but the aggregate of tendencies, the sum total of the bent of his mind. You will find that misery and happiness are equal factors in the formation of that character. Good and evil have an equal share in molding character. And in some instances, misery is a greater teacher than happiness. In studying the great characters the world has produced, I dare say, in a vast majority of cases, it would be found that it was misery that taught more than happiness. It was poverty that taught more than wealth. It was blows that brought out their inner fire more than praise. Now, this knowledge again is inherent in man. No knowledge comes from the outside. It is in fact all inside. What we say a man knows should, in strict psychological language, be what he discovers or unveils. What a man learns is really what he discovers by taking the cover off his own soul, which is a mine of infinite knowledge. We say that Newton discovered gravitation. Was it sitting in some corner waiting for him? It was in his own mind. The time came and he found it out. All the knowledge that the world has ever received comes from the mind. The infinite library of the universe is in your own mind. The external world is simply the suggestion, the occasion which sets you to study your own mind, but the object of your study is always your own mind. The falling of an apple gave a suggestion to Newton, and he studied his own mind. He rearranged all the previous links of thought in his mind and discovered a new link among them, which we call the law of gravitation. It was not in the apple nor in anything in the center of the earth. Therefore, all knowledge, secular or spiritual, is in the human mind. In many cases, it is not discovered, but remains covered. And when the covering is being slowly taken off, we say that we are learning. And the advancement of knowledge is made by the advance of this very process of uncovering. The man from whom veil is being lifted is the more knowing man. The man upon whom it lies thick is ignorant, and the man from whom it is entirely gone is all-knowing, the omniscient. There have been omniscient men, and I believe there will be yet, and that there will be myriads of them in the cycles to come. Like fire in a piece of flint, knowledge exists in the mind. Suggestion is the friction which brings it out. So, with all our feelings and action, our tears and our smiles, our joys and our griefs, our weeping and our laughter, our curses and our blessings, our praises and our blames, every one of these we may find, if we calmly study our own selves, to have been brought out from within ourselves by so many blows. The result is what we are. All these blows taken together are called karma, work, action. Every mental and physical blow that is given to the soul, by which, as it were, fire is struck from it, and by which by its own power the knowledge are discovered, is karma. This word being used in its widest sense. Thus, we are all doing karma all the time. I am talking to you, that is karma. You are listening, that is karma. We breathe, that is karma. We walk, karma. Everything we do, physical or mental, is karma. And it leaves its marks on us. There are certain works which are, as it were, the aggregate, the sum total of a large number of smaller works. If we stand near the seashore and hear the waves dashing against the shingle, we think it such a great noise. And yet we know that one wave is really composed of millions and millions of minute waves. Each one of these is making a noise, and yet we do not catch it. It is only when they become a big aggregate that we hear. Similarly, every pulsation of the heart is work. Certain kinds of work we feel, and they become tangible to us. They are at the same time the aggregate of a number of small works. If you really want to judge the character of a man, look not at his great performance. Every fool may become a hero at one time or the other. Watch a man do his most common actions. These are indeed things that will tell you the real character of a great man. Great occasions rouse even the lowest human beings into some kind of greatness. But he alone is really great man, whose character is great always, the same wherever he be. Karma in its effect on character is the most tremendous power that a man has to deal with. Man, as it were, a center, and is attracting all the powers of universe towards himself. And it is this center, fusing them all and again sending them off in a big current. Such a center is the real man, the Almighty, the Omniscient, and he draws the whole universe towards him. Good and bad, misery and happiness, all are running towards him and clinging round him. And out of him he fashions the mighty stream, the tendency called character, and throws it outwards. As he alone has the power of drawing in anything, so has he the power of throwing it out.